everyone! Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, where every Tuesday we dedicate to Tom Ford beauty. Today we're focusing in on the Shade Illuminate blushes and the Shade Illuminate concealer. Yes, I know, but this is to help you, okay? Because I ordered online and I did not know what shade to choose. So, I'm going to share all the swatches and details, and we're going to do a wear test on this here concealer. And we're also going to do it on the blush as well. But let's go ahead and get started. The concealer comes in the, the traditional classic Tom Ford packaging. It's said to be a Nordstrom exclusive crease-proof concealer that helps boost skin's radiance and even the skin tone. It's a medium buildable coverage that's waterproof, and it merges three-dimensional skincare with three-dimensional radiance. Infused with hyaluronic acid, it smooths, moisturizes, and obscures redness, dark under eye circles, and fine lines to create a flawless base for foundation. Yes, please? So it's made in Italy, and it contains 0.18 ounces. And according to them, they say that the teardrop shaped applicator is ideal for different skin needs and effects. Use the plush front for immediate full coverage. Use the tip for precise application, and then use the long edge to sculpt. In this shade range, we have a total of 20 shades. So the packaging is beautiful, very weighty, very Tom Ford, very luxe, okay? There is no doubt about that. And it does match the Shade Illuminate foundation. Beautiful pair together. This is an amazing foundation. I've used one whole entire bottle. I'm very proud of that because yes, it's got a hefty price tag, but it's a high quality, high performing product. So this has high hopes here in my book, and we were going to put this to the test today. But packaging is just like the Shade Illuminate foundation. So here are the three shades that I picked up. This darkest one here is 6W1 Spice. The center is 5W0 Tan, and the lightest and the farthest over is 4W1 Sand. So now that we have the details on the concealers out of the way, before we get into the demo and wear test, let me show you the blushes. The Shade Illuminate blushes. Two do come in the traditional Tom Ford packaging, along with the Tom Ford dust baggie. And this is what the blushes look like. Now, I did grab my regular blush, what are these called? Cheek colors. Okay? It's exactly the same size, if you were curious. Because, looking online, I kind of sort of was thinking that the new Shade Illuminates were going to be a little bit bigger. I didn't know what to expect. But in comparison to the regular, traditional, original blushes from Tom Ford, it's exactly the same size in the packaging. Let's see what Sundrunk, which is number 5, comes a little plastic protector, looks like. So it's pretty much the same size as the original blush, but split in half. So it was said that one is matte and then one is more glowing. But let me tell you exactly how they describe it. Please hold. A skin perfecting blush featuring one matte and one frost shade that delivers sheer to medium buildable coverage. It's a luxurious 2-in-1 powder cheek color that's formulated with rice silk powder, and it delivers a light reflecting, youth enhancing glow to your skin. It's said to be long wearing, multi-dimensional pressed powder blush, sculpts and highlights your skin. And this is said to contain 0.22 ounces. And this is also made in Italy. I did also pull out one of my other Tom Ford blushes that is also like a duo, kind of would call it. This is the Sheer Cheek Duo in the shade Bicoastal. This is from the Soleil collection. So this one is said to contain 0.15 ounces. So this has a little bit less. And I've had this and I've been using this a lot. And I mean, I don't mind the size, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Totally different products, but for another duo type blush product, I just, kind of wanted to compare. Okay. So let's jump into this full face of Tom Ford. I'm going to start off with my Hyaluronic Energizing Mist just to refresh my skin before we go in with foundation. It's only suiting to go in with the Shade Illuminate foundation. Give her a good shake. Definitely avoiding the under eye area so that we can give the concealer its moment to shine. After swatching the shades that I purchased, I'm going to go in with shade 4W1 Sand as my concealing product today. So like all other products, I mean, it didn't say to, but I'm going to give it a shake. I'm going to do this to kind of shake it up. You know. Now, when you first take it out, you do get a good amount of product on the doe foot applicator. I'm going to just apply concealer as I normally would. And then on the outer eye. Okay. And let's blend. So it's said to be medium to buildable coverage. So we'll definitely see how that goes. It has the exact same scent as the foundation. I did pick that up when I was swatching them. And okay, she blended out very, very nicely. It does brighten. It does feel lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything under there. It did give me good coverage upon just that first application. But I am going to put a little bit more, just so that we can see. And I'm just going to put a little bit more, and let's go over here a little further out on my eye, and let's blend. For the other eye, we'll definitely use a brush and see how that applies. Brushes usually give you a little bit more coverage. You know, the sponge allows you to shear it out, but we will see how that goes in a moment. Whatever's left on, I'm just putting that on my lid. We'll use that as primer today, because why not? I will say my under eye feels and looks very hydrated. So here where I have most of my darkness, I feel it's covering it very nicely. Make it nice and close so that you can see. I do feel like my under eye still looks like skin, because if you look here, the eye that I don't have anything, it looks like skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing like makeup, which is very, very nice. We love that, yes? What I'm gonna do for the other eye, I'm gonna use shade 5WO Tan. I'm gonna use that, and then that'll be the eye we blend with a brush. Blended quite easily. I personally don't most often use brushes on the under eye. I have, but I like using a sponge or my finger. I feel like the brushes can give a little bit heavier, a little bit more coverage than I'm used to, but for the sake of testing the product, let's do it. Why is my thing? Okay. So my right, your left, I use the sponge. My left, your right, I use the brush. And I feel like it's a lot brighter. I have a lot more coverage. It feels a little tiny bit heavier. Like it doesn't feel heavy, but I can feel the difference. But that's just me because I'm sensitive. But I will say, the under eye looks nicely hydrated. I look very refreshed, revitalized, you know. I look awake, which I don't mind. my fellow early birds understand. On this eye, we use the sponge and shade 4W1 Sand. So that's this eye. And then for the other eye, we used the brush and shade 5WO Tan. Because I have it, not because I'm saying you need to do this, but because I have the product, let's just try it out and let's see. So I'm going to take shade 6W1 Spice, which was the darker of the 3 that I got, and I am going to use that as my contouring product. Let's see. I'm going to take the brush. I didn't use a lot. Yeah, that wasn't a great idea, was it? Yeah, the color is a little orange for using it like that. On my skin tone, at least. Well, let's see. Let's keep blending before I... Let's just blend. Let's just blend and see. Okay, I mean, I guess. Okay. You know, it's okay. No, I don't know. No. We're not going to be doing that today. But if you're curious what that looked like, you know, there's 6W1 Spice blended out as like a soft little contour, bronzer moment, little sculpt moment-esque, but it's a little orange for that. Okay, so that's that. Okay, we're going to pull the rest of this look together. And what I am also going to do is I'm going to set one of my under eyes. I have been using my La Prairie Skin Caviar powder foundation to set my under eye. I still love the loose powder, but I recently tried out the powder foundation and it's nice for under eye. So just going to set one of the eyes and let's see how that wears, how it affects it, how it helps it, how anything. Let's just see, shall we? I set this eye with powder, and I did not set this eye. So that is how everything's looking. I'm going to do a super quick look with Rose Prisme. I'm liking this palette, so I'm going to just do a quick little look with this bronzy tone. And I'm actually just going to pat on with my finger. And then I'll blend it with a brush because we love effortless, simple, quick, and easy done. Boom, I gotta go. I got to go because that's my life these days. Gotta make it quick because I gotta go. This is the new Sonia G brush. I forget the collection. Lotus collection, I think. But it's really pretty, isn't it? But I have been enjoying these. I have kind of been getting some shedding with these. I've washed them twice so far, so I don't know. Let me know how you guys are getting on with the new Sonia G brushes. That new eye kohl that I picked up last video in the shade Midnight, I'm going to put that in my waterline. It's just a really pretty blue. To the palette, I'm just going to grab the peachy tone. I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. Just a little soft and subtle look. That's what I like about this palette. Noticed that Nordstrom had a new Tom Ford mascara. It said new, it didn't look new. I didn't get it, but I'm kind of thinking I should have. But because it's time for me to change out my Tom Ford mascaras. But in the meantime, you know, going with the old faithful Chantecaille. I am applying my Sunlust Lip Gloss. Concealer's still feeling great and we're coming together. We're coming together nicely. All right, so I didn't put anything else on my face because we're going to swatch these on the cheeks. So we're going to start off with number 3, Peach Poison. I'm going to go into the more peachy shade. Wow. We're going to tap that and we're just going to apply. I have not set my face with powder. I just set that one under eye. So that is my first light application. It's very soft, but let's build it up. We're continuing to build until I feel it's, you know, where I think it needs to be. Plus, I want you to be able to see how the color looks. Let me get even closer for you. Hang on. Can't hide anything this close. Okay, very pretty color. It's soft. I will say this color is going nicely with our little soft look today. Okay, so that is Peach Poison built up. So I'm now just going to go back into the brush that I used, and I'm going to mix the two. And see, I'm getting a lot of powder kick up when I pick it up. Blush. Ooh, yeah, that's quite intense when I mix these two, which is probably what I would reach and do anyway so I can get that glow. I like having that glow from my blush because it takes away one step. I don't have to put highlight that day. Ooh. Okay, so it's a little intense. Once I mixed it, you see how intense it got? But it's pretty. But this is what it looks like blended into this. I'm dropping stuff, y'all. Okay. Hi. This is what it looks like blended into the skin. It looks nice. Skin's looking fresh. Skin's looking hydrated, I have to say, especially the under eye. But already, this eye that I didn't set, you see all the lines? Or am I nitpicking? Let me stop. Okay, so that is the Peach Poison, both shades blended in on the cheek. For this side, I'm going to use Cherry Blaze, and I'm going to go in with my preferred brush, which I know is going to be a lot more diffused, the number 14 from Wayne Goss. So let's start off with the darker in this particular blush. Okay, let's blend. Brush is a brush that applies blush very soft and diffused. Wow. And maybe with the lighter shade, let's see. Yeah, we can try to apply that for our highlight. So I'm just what am I saying? I'm going back in. We're going to build it up a little. That was what I was trying to say. Wow. Very pretty. Hello. So let me get close so you can see it on the skin. Okay. Let's try. Again, that's what it's not intended for. It's not intended for that, but I want to try. So I'm going to go into the lighter and let's try that as highlight. And see. Yeah, I'm not really getting a highlight from it. But, you know, I had to get it out of my system, okay? Let's now just build the two. So I'm just picking up both products. Wow. See, it's very... I'm not going in that hard. Okay? I paid good money for this stuff. I'm not trying to do that. But just so that you can see, it does get a little... Anyways. That is both colors mixed. Wow, yeah, these are... This one I will say is a lot more pigmented than the other one, and I would have thought the opposite because the other one looked a lot darker. Wow. But what I will also say, okay, on my skin tone, these, now that I have them applied, you really can't even tell the difference per se. This side is Peach Poison. And then this side is Cherry Blaze. I found Cherry Blaze to be like intense quickly. But they're both very different, but once applied, I mean, can you tell the difference? Did I need these two? Let me go ahead and remove the blush. I use my makeup eraser wipes. And then we have one more to swatch, and let's go ahead and get this wear test officially started. And we're back. I did apply bronzer because this last blush that I'm going to apply, I'm going to wear it for the rest of the day. So I just want to finish pulling my look together. So the last and final blush that we're going to apply on the face today is Sundrunk. This one. So I am going to use my Wayne Goss number 14. Let's start off with the darker of the two. And this one is the Froster. The Froster. Whoa now, the Frost of the two. And as I'm picking up product, so you can see, I love this brush. It's giving me a very diffused deposit. Just how I like to wear my blushes. So that is one light application. Went back in, let's build it up just a little bit. Despite how they may look, they are quite pigmented, so going in a little lighter on the application. So it's diffused and pretty, okay? So that is the darker of the two. And for fun, I'm going to go in with the matte shade, and it's lighter of the two on this side, and then we'll mix them and see. So just picking that up, and you see, it's a little messy. Okay. That's one light application. This is light, so building it up a little. So you're technically getting two blushes in one, and then you can mix, so would you call it 3 blushes in one? But this is Sundrunk. The lighter shade is over here, the darker is over here. And as you can see, the one that has the more frost finish, you do see that beautiful glow. And the one that is matte, it's matte. But I'm going to mix the two now and just kind of finish my look. So, you know, he's giving us new blushes, concealer. Can we get some new highlights, please? Going with the OG, the go-to, the favorite, Moodlight. I just mixed the two. Here's our finished look. We've got Shade Illuminate foundation, we've got Shade Illuminate concealer, and we've got Shade Illuminate blushes. Full face Tom Ford. First impression from just using the blushes, okay? The colors that I personally chose, once I kind of mixed them all together and applied them on the face, they were very subtle differences. So of the 3 colors that I chose, just pick one. One is definitely more than enough. I will say, when I was dipping in my brush, I was getting quite a little bit of kick up because, was it, rice powder? So it's going to be very finely milled and nice. But that airy powder goes to show the quality of the product. Doesn't bother me, but it is something to note. I don't know how I feel yet. Again, this is first impression. I'm obviously going to be continuing to use these to really form an opinion. As of right now, I just think that these blushes are okay. The thing that I'm going to knock a little bit is the fact that these new blushes are the exact same size. I mean, it's a little bit less product. The new ones are 6.5 grams and the old one is 8 grams. You know, you're getting less product in the new blush, more money, but I can understand because of the formulation and da-da-da, but I don't know. And so far, I will say I do like the concealer, and I feel that it's going to be a nice product to use alone. You don't have to use foundation with it. But that's also going to depend on your makeup preference. But let's see how it wears, because I might change my mind again. This is just a first impression, you know. And of course, you're going to continue to see these products more and more in Tom Ford Tuesday as we continue and all of that. But let me go ahead and start my day, okay? And I'll see you in a little while, you know, with the magic of editing. And let's see how this thing looks at the end of the day. Hello! Let me reapply some lip gloss and then we'll chat. Because it's currently 7:32 p.m. And I feel that I've worn these products long enough to now come and share, you know, and let's chat. For it being the end of the day makeup, I still feel things look pretty good. I've still got my eyeshadow intact. My mascara is looking great. The blush held up very, very nicely. It still maintained its glow. I mean, I do have the typical stuff going on. A little oily, a little, you know, settling in my smile lines. But let's focus in on blush. I think that this blush, the one I wore all day, was Cherry Blaze, I think. This one. It held up beautifully. It maintained its radiance and its pigment. And it still looks, let me get close so you can see, I cannot hide. It still has nice color. It's not blotchy. My hair, on the other hand, a little frizz, but that's okay. Now, the concealer. I'm a smiler, okay? So I'm always expressing in my face. So my lines are like constantly creasing in and just like, you know, face is moving. What do you think? Before I even say anything, take a look. Let me get close. So this was the side that we did not set with powder, and this is the side that we set. What do you think? How do you think it held up? Automatically, I much prefer the side that I set with powder. That is what I would do. It looks better. It held up better. Okay? It still has coverage and looks nice. It's not separating. Not a lot of major settling in my fine lines. I mean, the typical fine lines. Like we're talking out here, under the eye. Looks good. Let's move over to the side that I did not. Do you hear these crazy dogs of mine? Moving on to the side that I did not set with powder. I don't feel it looks as good as the side that I did set with powder, but for a concealer that I've worn for as many hours as I have, and I have not set it with powder, it looks pretty decent. You can definitely see, especially when you're comparing the two, that my lines, it's moved into the line. So my lines are a little bit more apparent. But overall, it held up nicely. I didn't have any weird separation. I'm making sure you can see. So of the 3 concealers that I purchased, shade 4W1 Sand is the one that I'm going to be using. The tone suits me best in this one. I could get away with 5WO Tan, but this one just looks and wears a lot better on me. Now for 6W1 Spice, I tried to use it as a contour and it was a little orange. Very happy to see the Shade Illuminate segment of the Tom Ford line expanding and started out well, I have to say. I was kind of hoping that they would have made these bigger. But looking beyond that, the 3 shades that I picked up, number 3 Peach Poison, number 4 Cherry Blaze, and number 5 Sundrunk. Once applied, I really couldn't tell the difference on my skin tone. So honestly, just get one. Speaking on the one that I wore all day, it maintained, it held up, it did well, and it looked beautiful on the skin. But I am very happy to have these new Tom Ford products in my collection, and I did find them to perform and satisfy that crave, that need for new Tom Ford. Definitely want to hear what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you think about the concealer. How do you think it performed? Did you pick it up? You know, let's chat. Comment down below. As always, thank you all so much for spending some of your time with me today. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Stay beautiful. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.